morning. My name is Patrick Pickering. I'm a regional director with Global Medical Response. On behalf of American Medical Response, Hunter Ambulance, and CrowdRx, our event standby company, the team of Global Medical Response families that serve the Metro New York area, I'd like to thank Mayor Shawyn Patterson-Howard, Fire Commissioner Norman, Chief Odindo, and the City of Mount Vernon for welcoming us. I'd also like to welcome all of our other distinguished guests that are in the audience, our AMR Hunter employees and GMR leadership team. And I'd like to just share how excited we are to be part of the City of Mount Vernon and your family. The ambulance base behind us here at 521 East 3rd will serve as an ambulance base for the City of Mount Vernon and the hospital systems that we serve throughout Westchester and the metropolitan area. The most exciting part of this is that our opportunity to employ folks from the City of Mount Vernon through our Earn While You Learn training program, whereby we will hire folks from the City of Mount Vernon to attend emergency medical technician training and then offer them a full-time job at one of our brands, AMR, Hunter, or CrowdRx, following their successful completion of a state EMT program. The past 610 days has been a horrible time in the United States of America, and having served on the ground here in the metropolitan area during the surge crisis in March, April, and May of 2020, I can tell you that it's been a challenge for the EMS community. EMS prior to the pandemic was challenged with a shortage of workforce, and the pandemic has only compounded that. One of the things that we know as a company is that through recruitment efforts in the communities we serve and creating jobs for folks where they live and having our workforce represent the cities and towns where we provide service are really important. Diversity and inclusion are important things and very large part of what we do at Global Medical Response. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Mayor, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Patrick and the AMR and the Hunter team for considering Mount Vernon and deciding to become part of our Mount Vernon family. Thank you to Robin Mack, our Director of Business Development and Compliance, to our Fire Commissioner, Deborah Norman, our Deputy Fire Commissioner, Teddy Beal, and our Chief of Fire, Robert Odindo. I know they've come together with you over the past few weeks to have conversations about moving this business into City of Mount Vernon. What we've seen during COVID is something that many of us always knew, but now we have the data. And that is that our public safety system here in America, regionally, and in the City of Mount Vernon is very fragile and it's very vulnerable. But COVID-19 definitely exposed very deep fault lines in this system. And so when you're talking about public safety, we always think of police, we think of fire. And very rarely do we think about the emergency response of ambulance or the Office of Emergency Management. But what we've seen through COVID, what we've seen through natural disasters, which we know will continue to increase because of climate change, flooding events. We've seen mental health increase and those types of challenges. And all of this is a part of the EMS response. And so we're really great. We're happy, we're excited to have AMR and Hunter to become a part of our Mount Vernon family that helps to expand our bandwidth to ensure that we're able to provide immediate services, timely services. Just minutes, just seconds makes a difference in an ambulance response. Whether it is mental health issue, whether it is a physical health issue, we want to make sure that our bandwidth here in Mount Vernon is adequate to take care of our residents and especially our most vulnerable residents. An emergency is just that, an emergency. You can't plan for it. But we always want to make sure that we have in place the proper partners to assist with the response. And we are adding to our bandwidth today. Additionally, I am really excited about the Earn While You Learn program. We want to make sure we know that there is a shortage of healthcare workers, and this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to make sure that we have enough EMTs who are qualified, who are diverse and represent our community, not just ethnically, but the languages, to make sure that when we respond to our residents who are of 93 different nationalities and multiple languages here in the city of Mount Vernon, that we can respond to them well. One of the challenges is, even if you speak English, in the midst of an emergency, you want to be able to communicate in your native language, because it just becomes more difficult to have that conversation in the midst of the crisis. And so you are offering living wage jobs. Living wage jobs, not just once you become certified, but during the 10 weeks, if I'm right, during the 10 weeks of training. And so you're going to receive that minimum wage, what is it, 15 what?
$16.25, Mayor.
$16.25 an hour during the 10-week training period. And after that, it goes up to $18.50. I just wanted to make sure I'm correct. I like to be factual, because if I said $18.50 and it was $18.25, people would come back and say, Madam Mayor, you lied. They say, I'm short $10 in my paycheck for these, And so, you're starting off above minimum wage for training. And like, who does that? Where does that happen? I had a really great opportunity to speak with Buffalo's mayor, Mayor Byron Brown, where AMR has a relationship, and they have an Earn While You Learn program. They said Buffalo is one of the places that you piloted it, and it has been very successful. I had an opportunity to speak with Mayor Tashara Jones, and she didn't know you initially by AMR, but when she went back and she looked, she said, yes, we have worked with them, and they have worked very well with our community. And so, here it is. We're excited. We know that the work that you've done is tried and true. We know that your training program delivers on what it promises, and that it's not just a training program. So many people have lots of certificates and certificates of completion or credentials, but it oftentimes stops there. It doesn't move on to the job phase. And this is what this program is promising. So we're excited about that. We're ready to go. We want to make sure that we always have good partners in providing quality health care and emergency response to our residents in Mount Vernon. And I believe that this is a part of that continuum of response. And I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to just mention that we have some other elected officials and dignitaries here today. We have our Assemblyman Gary Pretlow. So give him a little clap. We have our New York State Senator Jamal Bailey. We have representing our Congressman Jamal Bowman, Mr. Quantel Bazemore. Representing the City Council and the City Clerk is our City Clerk William Holmes. We have our Deputy Director of the Youth Bureau, where we have a youth employment training program, and we look forward to them being some of those partners with you. We have here Ms. Williams, Ms. Dina Williams. We have here from our building department, we have Commissioner Holder, we have Dawnette Nelson, and we have Lynette Zabot. And the building department is important because they're going to make sure that your certificate of occupancy and tenancy is good, and that the building conditions are great, so that you can provide those top level services. We're just looking forward to this partnership. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we have our Councilwoman Janice Duarte here. We have our Commissioner of Management Services, Dr. Uzmari. I just butchered the last name. Dr. Helen, right? And we have our assessor and our deputy assessor, Ms. Stephanie Vanderpool and Mr. Cranston Johnson, right? Okay, I wanted to make sure, Cranston Johnson. And we also want to thank Mr. Dwayne Brown, who really works with our businesses, and and we have our Chief of Staff here as well, and Future Controller, Dr. Darren Morton. So we, again, you see, we've brought out our family and our partners, and we want to make sure that you feel embraced. Okay, and then we have our Commissioner, Deborah Burrell Butler. Okay, those hyphenated last names like mine, I'm tongue-tied now. So we are here. We want to make sure that you're reaching the right population for the Earn While You Learn, a diverse population, and we want to really create a pipeline of professionals to move your business forward, to serve our community, and to improve the skill sets of our workforce here in Mount Vernon. So thank you so much for the partnership. We look forward to working with you. And with that being said, I am going to introduce our Commissioner Norman, who is our fire commissioner. And then after that, we're going to have our Chief of Operations, Mr. Kim Robert Odindo, come forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning. I am Commissioner Deborah Norman, the Fire Commissioner. I want to say this is a great day for Mount Vernon, for all of our elected officials and all of us, a part of the staff. Thank you. Deputy Commissioner Beal and Chief Odindo and myself, when we met with Patrick and Seth, it was wonderful. I can't reiterate, I just want to say everything the mayor said is 100% great. I told Patrick, we are so happy that you all selected Mount Vernon, and he said, no, we selected each other. This is going to be a great partnership, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm so happy. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you. As the mayor and our fire commissioner have already said, I won't rehash it, but we are, again, very excited about the partnership. And I think that's a very important word. We hear it used a lot, but what does it really mean? In the meetings that we've had with AMR, the meetings I was in last week, we could see that they really sincerely understood what that meant, that it's not about coming into a city and inflicting your objectives and your visions on the city, but talking and looking and inquiring with the citizens and the people in that city to look at and follow a shared vision. I think that is has been at least established with AMR and these gentlemen, and the fire department, and I think the city are in a good position and a tremendous opportunity for our community and our public safety in the city of Mount Vernon. So we thank you. We appreciate you coming into the city.
Chief, thank you.
And very, very excited about this partnership again. So thank you. Thank you very much.
We're going to have our senator.
So there are two types of, so first of all, good morning. There are two types of businesses that come to communities of color. There are businesses that do business in our communities, and there are businesses that do business with our communities. In my position as state senator, as a member of this community, I prefer the latter. And this is truly a partnership, doing business with our community, creating a pathway to careers. Partnering economic development with public safety is something that's paramount that we need to really make sure we're doing, as we've seen these fault lines exacerbated, as so eloquently spoken by our mayor. COVID-19 has laid bare what we've known or we haven't known, that there are gaps in public safety. And to all the essential workers, I want to say thank you. We've redefined what is essential and who is essential. So I just want to say thank you. As someone who, I got to be on Zoom. I got to mute. I got to turn my video off. During the height of the pandemic, you didn't get to do that. You were going to people's homes, whether you knew that they were infected or not by COVID-19, you went there. You transported them. And you made sure that they got to where they went safely. So we can't repay you for that. And my words of gratitude can only go but so far, but understand that they come from the heart of someone who was personally affected by COVID-19. So I want to say thank you as a person and as an elected official. But I want to say thank you to AMR for coming to our community and providing economic development and a pathway so that there's someone that's going to come in at an entry level, that's going to succeed, and they're going to rise through the ranks, and they're going to be in a position one day where they can run their own business. That's what we want. That's what we need. And with this partnership, thank you, Madam Mayor and Madam Commissioner and Chief Odindo and everybody else, that's what we're going to get. Thank you, and I look forward to this amazing partnership.
So I'd like to introduce Dan Leibowitz, the president of Hunter Ambulance Group. And the relevance of Hunter Ambulance Group joining the GMR family, I think a lot of people are very concerned when new relationships start and the longevity of things and things that that kind of are a flashbang. Well, one thing is for certain, AMR is not a flashbang nationally, and Hunter Ambulance is not a flashbang in the metropolitan New York area. They've been around for over 30 years. We're proud that they've just joined the GMR family, and Dan Leibowitz is the president. So I'd like to just introduce Jim.
Patrick, thank you, and very pleased to be part of Global Medical Response today. And Hunter's been around, 2022 will be our 40th year, so not 30.
Correct.
Thank you, Patrick. Mayor Patterson-Howard, Fire Commissioner Norman, Fire Chief Robert Odindo, and all the other elected officials. and all the great people and commissioners that work in Mount Vernon. Thank you. American Medical Response is proud to partner with you and the City of Mount Vernon to promote full-time job opportunities for the City of Mount Vernon and nearby communities, as we announced that we will be hiring 30 full-time employees that will be paid to attend EMT training beginning next month in December. Hunter Ambulance is thrilled to be here today as part of our new partnership with Global Medical Response. After serving all 5 boroughs, Nassau and Suffolk counties, and several of the largest hospital systems in New York City since the early 80s, we made this decision to join forces with the largest medical transportation provider in the United States. I love that we'll be in a heavy traffic area. People will see what we're doing, which is great. Simply put, we are stronger